Hello everyone. I promised you a video to talk about the Airtable form and getting our exemplars recorded and placed in the Airtable program. Okay, so the first thing is I've got the Airtable data entry form up on the screen here for you. I just want to review the reason for completing these forms and how important it is for us here, all of us, for this process to be completed. What we learned, and I know many of you were part of this learning process, is that the exemplars had unfortunately been used more than once in the courses, and the students brought it to our attention. So we want to remedy that, and the easiest way for all of us to communicate what has been used is to put it in a database that is accessible to everyone, and that also is easy to navigate. So Jonathan helped us with that, brought to Karen Solheim's and my attention a new tool that we can use, and it's called Airtable. We talked about several different methods of how to accomplish getting this in here, the data into the Airtable, and really thought that the best way is to create a document of all of the choices, places to enter data in Airtable, and get that out to the faculty to complete. It just seemed the most logical and easy to navigate pathway. So that's why we have this form. So I just want to review now the different sections in the form. So at the top, we do need you, if you can see where my cursor is, we do need you to put here the date that you created this form, your instructor name, and if there's more than one person, please go ahead to put down both of you. Checkbox the course that you are reviewing at this point, and then let us know whether it's traditional or accelerated. And if you taught in both programs the same course, then we do ask that you create two separate documents for the exemplar, one for traditional and one for accelerated. For the most part right now, the cohort will be 2019. These are the students who will be graduating this May. It's our first time teaching through with the Pearson textbooks, and we realize that some of the exemplars are likely to change for 2020 with the new textbooks, and so we will do some updating on here, but for right now it's 2019. We ask then if you, we're actually documenting the delivered, what actually was used in the course. Then we ask you to put in some narrative here and describe the exemplar. And then we go down here, and the concepts, the meta concepts are all listed for you here in dark bold, and then the sub-concepts are underneath. So all you have to do again is hit a checkbox and go all the way through, down through here. One exemplar per sheet. So if you illustrated a concept in more than one way, we do need you to fill out, just change the description of the exemplar. Okay, so how was this concept integrated into the course? If you remember, at the top of all of the schedules, proposed schedules in the approved syllabi, you had the concept overview, introduction, a revisit, interrelated, or concept applied. And then what was the delivery mode? Did you assign a reading? Did you do an in-class activity? And did this involve the entire class session, or was it part of the class period? Did this involve class discussion? Was it an assignment as opposed to a class activity, or it actually could be both, where you assigned it ahead of time and then it became a class activity, so that's fine. And then the simulation in lab, Lori Pirtle has already completed her work, and so you shouldn't have to worry about that. What was the source if it was an assigned reading? What was the source? In Pearson we had specific pages for the exemplars, or if it was something that you used outside of the Pearson textbook, which is fine, it was another assigned reading, give us a description here. Did you have a presenter? Did you have a guest speaker come in? That would be great. Was it you yourself or one of you? Did you have someone from the simulation team or the lab or a concept collaborator come? So then give us the details of who it was. Then we take a look at lifespan. Now, if it was across the lifespan, that's great. Or if you can drill down a little bit more and choose one of these, that would be great. And you can check more than one here, which is fine. And give us some notes here if you used it in a special way, or it was only part of the toddlers. Then let us know that too. So what was the client level? When you were talking about the exemplar, was it just the individual infant, or did it talk about the whole family and the infant in this exemplar? Was it community-based or out population health? Was it system level? So did it talk about the entire healthcare system, or even the entire system within, say, the UW health system? That would be fine, or St. Mary's or something like that. Can you give us some idea of what the population was? You talked about lifespan and the client level. Was there a particular population that you talked about? And please specify which one, and you also can choose more than one here. And then, of course, give us some notes. Was there any unique practice or professional situation that went along with this? Perhaps you had a guest speaker who was on a practice council, and they were the chair of the council. Let us know maybe what that was. And then any other notes that you think would help in your peers understanding how you created this exemplar and you used this exemplar to help them so that they don't replicate or talk about the same thing. And if you sent us any attachments that go along with that would help illustrate the exemplar a little bit more, perhaps a handout, then those can actually be put right into Airtable and clicked on by anyone searching to see what's been used already. Okay, so let's talk about a way actually walking through something. And I'm going to use an example for 437. So, of course, I would put in today's date, my name. I would click on 437. This would be the accelerated program and the cohort 2019. It will actually be delivered. And so the exemplar that I'm using is access to events, and which concept is it linked to? I'm looking at, is it in the professional? No, not here. Person, family. It is linked to social justice, and it's also linked to functional ability. Okay. Not health and illness. Let's see here. It's also related to mobility. Let's see, what else would be there? And that would be it. For the course, it is a concept revisit. This is going to be a class activity, but there also is going to be a reading ahead of time. And the source is actually a website link. The presenter is going to be a guest lecturer, and the program manager at Pheasant Branch Conservatory. The lifespan, this is going to be across the lifespan. It's going to be for the individual, but also the in the community. Client notes, though it would be those with a disability or otherwise able. There's not any special population. It is, I'm going to put not specified. And my notes are that the Pheasant Branch Conservatory has a new program that is building their paths and exhibits to be more user-friendly for those otherwise able. Okay, and I'm going to put in a copy of the brochure. Okay, so that's it. That's really all you have to do, and we have to get these to Tammy Rogers by February 11th, and we are at this point mapping fall of 2018, but thinking forward, we're obviously going to have to do this for spring of 2018 and onward. So this might be an activity that you get everything from fall done, but then start thinking and doing it as you go along, week by week, day by day, of documenting what you used this year. It's a whole lot easier to do it in the moment where we don't have to rely on memory. Okay, and if you need me for clarification, I'm a quick email or a telephone call away. Alrighty, thank you everyone for your work on this. We really appreciate it.